Well, that's another cat out of the bag moment. It's not the Premiership Cup. Cambridge Chair Tim Hague.
Yeah, that's right, Jacko. Yeah, ourselves and Chinner have been excluded from the Premiership Cup. We thought it'd be a good idea to set up a little competition between ourselves, home and away games, between our league fixtures, so that we can generate some income and some interest and have a bit of fun along the way. We do feel a bit let down by being excluded from the Cup. It's got a financial consequence to us. More importantly, it's left two big holes in our season, and notably a 7-week hole after Christmas, which is pretty tricky to fill at this stage. And we're hoping to generate a bit of local rivalry and a bit of a cup vibe around what we're doing, and hopefully make a bit of money on the way.
Chinner and Cambridge have both taken fairly similar paths to the Championship. We've sort of locked horns all the way through the National League. So there's a little bit of a rivalry there anyway. But it makes perfect sense if you haven't got any fixtures and there's a team that hasn't got any fixtures, you play that team that hasn't got any fixtures.
Yeah, absolutely right. So ourselves and Chinner get along pretty well. We're very similar models as clubs, actually, and as you say, very similar trajectory. We're both rooted community clubs that are creating an elite thing through promotion and through merit. And that should be celebrated rather than punished, but we are celebrating it, and we're going to create hopefully a rivalry on top of the normal league rivalry that will last a couple or more seasons, and have a big old trophy to play for.
Yes, about this big old trophy. How big is the trophy?
Well, we're deciding trophy v budget, but we thought it'd be fun if we had something fairly marvellous to present to each other that makes it meaningful for players and supporters alike, and make it a bit of fun as well.
And of course, the first game is away at Chinner in November under lights on a Friday.
It is. Friday Under Lights, our very favourite thing. Look, there's a bit of give and take in all these things, and Chinner's not that much a schlep for most people. Having said that, and it also gives them an opportunity to create a bigger crowd there. Friday Nights Under Lights at Chinner is a thing, and we've been prepared to concede that it's a bit of an advantage to them, but whatever. As long as they can get some benefit, I'm sure they'll reciprocate in some shape or form in the away fixture, because it's about creating a vibe and a buzz, a new audience for Chinner and a new audience for us for a cup match.
Indeed. It's been very difficult trying to fill those holes. Obviously, we have the England under-20s game here. I'm sure there are still efforts being made to fill holes in other ways, but when you cut adrift like that, in terms of a big hole in your fixture list, it's very difficult to find sides that aren't playing.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's almost a vicious circle, I suppose, or a fait accompli. Is by its very nature, there won't be anybody to play. So we've cast around. We found, effectively 3 fixtures to fill some of the total of 12-week hole, and we continue to look around. I think one of the bigger issues is that if you are to get somebody to play you, they're probably even further afield than these shores, and that entails travelling expenses and so on. So when you net it out, it doesn't pay for either us or the travelling side. So I mean, we are continuing to do stuff like last Saturday we had St Joe's played Sedbergh across the board at the club. We are going to be televising the international, so please come and turn up for that, because income is very important to us. So televising the Six Nations games is what I mean, and the autumn internationals. So please come and turn up for those things. We'll continue to find more fixtures, and obviously the fixtures we have produced are still members free entry and season ticket holders entry. So it's holding faith to that, but we need people to turn up.
Yeah, it'll be good to play them again. We travel there first on November the 15th, I think it is, on a Friday night. Then we host them again on March the 1st. So both of those games will be before the league game away there, which is at the end of the season. So we'll know each other intimately, I think, before the end of the season.
If indeed we didn't already, I've already made the point with Chair Tim Hague that both clubs have had a similar trajectory and have encountered each other on the way up to the Championship. So in a way, it's kind of fitting. And we could have been in the same group as them in the Prem Cup anyway, so all we're missing really is potentially 4 Premiership Club fixtures.
Yeah, it's a little bit of consolation for not being in the Cup. We've also got the England 20s game to look forward to as well in January, so we've got 3 games as opposed to the 4 or 5 if we were in the Prem Cup. So yeah, it doesn't get away from the fact that both ourselves and Chinner will be hugely disappointed that we're not in that competition. But I think to have 2 more competitive fixtures against Championship opposition is really good. It'll give us an opportunity to probably look at the wider squad as well, to give some boys game time. And it comes in a period where we're not going to have a massive amount of rugby. So I think it'll be good for us then when we start the next block of Championship fixtures.
Yeah, 5 weeks off is difficult, as is 7 weeks off. 5 weeks off where there's 3 off and then 1 and then 2 before your next game, it's not quite so bad. It's more akin to what we had to deal with last season.
Yeah, still not ideal. You know, essentially you want to get through a season with as little or as few breaks as possible, certainly not large gaps. But I think there's probably another way of looking at this. I think those periods, it gives us a bit more time to get another conditioning block into the players. It'll also preserve some of our players from picking up injuries. You know, I know that the likes of Caldy and some of the other semi-professional teams in the Championship at the moment are already suffering from injuries. So at least we're not going to be in the firing line against Premiership teams. So, you know, that is what it is. But yeah, going back to those fixtures against Chin, it'll be really good to get 2 more high-level games against quality opposition.
And as ever, I'm really excited about it. Can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be nice to go over there on another Friday night, and then we host them at home on a Saturday. But yeah, it'll be good. It'd be nice to go over there and see if we can perform better than we did in that first league game of the season.